is about. I'm a black man trying not to get caught. I'm just trying to solve the puzzle like a jigsaw. You know it's a big world, so easy to get lost. I'm just trying to solve the puzzle like a jigsaw.
Felice Diaz.
What? What? Oh, happy day, did you say?
Happy morning. Hello.
Buenos dias.
Feliz. I want to say Feliz.
Happy day?
Happy day.
Oh, happy
Oh,
day.
Feliz Diaz.
Oh, Feliz Diaz. Oh,
I
Feliz
just
Diaz.
watched that over the Christmas storm.
Diaz. Oh, that's a good movie.
Yeah. How y'all doing? I'm Josh Rogers.
I'm Bryan here.
We are here for another episode of the Jigsaw podcast. We are integrated. We are diverse. We are equitable. We are inclusionary. And this is the podcast, your favorite podcast, your two favorite neighborhood Casamigos. We talk about all the things, but we talk about how we put the puzzle pieces together in this life, in this jigsaw. But we're going to talk about the perils, the praises, productivity, the pump, and the circumstance within two black millennials trying to do life. Bryan.
Yes, sir.
What is this hat? So this is Boston.
This is Brooklyn.
Where are you from?
I'm from Pomona, California.
LA.
I'm from Pomona, California.
It's a different city or state every week. I'm gonna start asking every week.
Listen, it's a Brooklyn Dodgers hat. The Dodgers are the world champion, just so y'all know.
My God.
My daughter's name is Brooklyn. My name is Bryan.
Mm-hmm.
It's a blue hat.
I feel like Bryan is the epitome of an Erykah Badu song.
What is that? What song is
that?
The
Next Lifetime. Because every week, you see, we get a new you. That's a song. Ain't that such an infidel song though?
It is. Well,
what am I supposed to do without wanting you in my world?
But then they say, "Well, I guess
I want you for myself when you're already someone's girl." First time that I saw your boy, it was a warm and sunny day. I always knew that I wanted you. Woo! Bryan, don't get me stuck right there because I love that song.
It's a good song.
You smiled at me so warm and sweet. I could not speak. You made me feel like a little bitty girl. What you doing to me? That's a different level of infatuation from the first time you saw somebody that had you so caught up and stuck that you wished in the next lifetime you'd be with them. It's kind of like a Music Soul Child said, "For the record, girl." What's that song? When he met the girl sitting on the bench and said,
in my heart to you.
I finally found that's the one. No, that's a different song. That's a different one. It's one when he was sitting on the bench. We had to pull out. I picture you in your red dress.
Is it I Do?
No, it ain't I Do. Ooh, now I gotta find it. Music in the mix.
You in your red dress.
Is that the one though? Everyone's asking you, where is your boyfriend? Then you explain. No,
it's single. I think it's about single. If I met you when I was single, is that the one?
Yes.
It probably would have been beautiful.
Woke up this morning, smell the breakfast in the air.
Yeah, that's it.
After in the shower, should have got dressed, but I dressed
my girl.
We did some things, got some food, and now I'm on my way to work. Got into my car, started up, drove off. Now I'm on the road. That's when I pull up to this gas station. Got into this conversation with this girl. I couldn't tell she wanted to be, but oh man, the people.
If I met you
when I was single. Oh man, what's been going on in your world, Bryan? Because I know we'll stay here in this Music Soul Child world.
Without a doubt. I was actually trying to look up to see if there's any other songs.
About the one that got away, because that's pretty much what these songs are about.
Yeah.
PJ Moore got a song called Two Hearts. He just straight up says, he said, "I got two hearts. Help me, please. What am I to do?"
You make me want to leave the one.
Start a new relationship. Now that was just toxic and nasty.
Yeah. Because like the thing is, like you said, like what do you say? Came between us. You like my best friend, the one you think talk to when my girl was having problems. Say it'd be okay. So, like she was your friend.
Mm-hmm.
and then you were talking to that was our friend, and then but he was like, dang man, like you should have been
Because
with
at
you.
this point, the
The
situation's out of
situation's out of
control.
control.
I never meant to hurt you, but I gotta let it go.
Gotta let it go.
What's going on in your world, bro?
Man, I started a new job recently. Been traveling back to back weeks.
Traveling shoes, Lord.
Got on my traveling shoes.
What is your favorite traveling shoe? Is it a Jordan 1? Is it an Air Max?
Probably an Air Max. The most comfortable of the Vapor Maxes, but I usually wear like an Air Max. If I'm travel, I wear Air Max, yeah. Air Max. Recently I did a Jordan 3, the new black. I have one right now. These black cement.
I got on black shoes too.
Oh, good Lord. Oh, I think I slide. Stupid. Yeah, you're a fool. You're a fool. Okay, I don't even know where to go from there.
I'd be comfortable in this one from home. Put on no real shoes.
Yeah, I literally just walked in the house not too long ago.
When I go outside this house, when I work from home, Crocs.
Crocs
I'm in my dad era.
Listen, Crocs are clutch.
I'm in my dad era. Me and Poppy be crocking it.
Mm-hmm. God is good.
God is good all the time.
All the time. He's
God
good.
Is good.
Fires, man.
How's your people? I was just about to ask that. How's your people in the Los Angeles of the California?
Yeah.
Okay.
So luckily, people that I'm close, like my not legitimate family, my family, they're not close to the fires. Okay. I think my sister lives. My sister lives in downtown Los Angeles.
Okay.
So she's not. So my brother actually, his spot they had to evacuate, but they're good. I don't think it got burned.
Where is the Altadena in the whole scheme of things?
Well, Altadena, I think is like near, like I think Altadena, Pasadena, all in that area. I don't know. I'm not good with geographics, like as far as how to say where things are located. Or I don't know where north, south, east. I don't know none of those things. But they're not too far from each other. Like so, Pasadena, Altadena, like LA County. LA is big. Like, LA County is big, but it's like I can see how things could spread. Yeah. Because especially in California, houses are close together. So it's a situation where like if one thing, the whole situation is just weird to me. It's weird to me. And of course, on the TikTok, there's all the conspiracy theories and stuff like that. And I think saw someone recently saying that the Olympics is in 4 years, so you're trying to do some things to kind of clear out some space for some all kind of crazy stuff like that. Politicizing thing, trying to get rid of the black mayor.
Now that is part of my greater conversation.
Trying to politicize Gavin Newsom because he's next. You know what I'm saying? Like all those things.
Is Gavin next?
As of right now, like who's the next?
Be like, I feel you, and I want him to be next. But as I said before on this podcast, I feel like something is. I don't know. Maybe there's something boiling in the water that ain't quite right with Mr. Newsom. Yeah, is why he might not make the ascend. I don't know because I don't know. I feel like something is.
Something hidden. Yeah.
Because I feel like he could catapult like crazy, and I feel like he's intentionally keeping himself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In the box. You could like Wes Moore, you can tell Wes Moore is lining things up to go to a national stage. I feel like Gavin is like, I
don't know. And I think that's the thing too, where people be like, well, why aren't you trying to do that? And I can see how that could be a thing, like because once you get to that spot, that the betting process is crazy.
It goes out. Everything,
and then people come out the woodworks because they know they can get a book deal, they can get money. So if anything, if something you even did in first grade, like they gonna find it. Like, so it's one of those, which is a testament to President Obama. Like one thing, he put everything in his book, which is great. But at that point, like he
just smoked a little weed.
Yeah.
I mean, they essentially. When that's why they had to do all the birther and Muslim conspiracy stuff because
you put it out there, like you just put all your. And I actually did an audiobook I did The Dreams of My Father, and I was like, oh, he put all the stuff in there. Like,
speaking of audio books, which love slave church drama mess are you reading this week?
Kimberly lost. Was it Kimberly?
Kimberly Lawson Roby.
Yeah, one is hers. I've been going through these books, yo. One was like elect lady or lady elect, whatever. It's like based in like a Cody church. That's messy. The mothers was trying to take out the first lady. It's wild.
It's yeah.
And then Kimberly lost Roback after she had one. Right now I'm listening to this. I'm listening to BB Winans memoir because you know when you finish something, it like gives you like a sample of something else. And like the sample of him was him cussing. He was saying like
BB Winans?
Yeah, he was cussing.
Well, you know, I think BB Winans is the least spiritual of all the Winans. Anyway.
But like apparently he was telling a story when he was on Praise the Lord PTL with what's the white people's names?
The lady with the pink hair?
Yeah, Faye. No, not that one.
Oh.
Tammy Faye and Jim Baker. And I guess right before they were about to record him and Cece, him and Cece grew up sanctified. So I guess
because Cece is saved.
I mean,
Cece
heavenly, sweetly saved. So I guess a piano fell on Tammy Faye's hand, and she says the S word like loud, like, and then Cece and BB was like, and then they like it was like 5, 4, 3, and she said, and they had to start singing like. Right after that,
happened to you,
and they was like, "Hold on, like we grew up holding this, like you don't cuss." And Tammy Faye and Jim Baker were like one of the biggest televangelists in the world at the time, so they were like, "What?" So he kept saying the S word, and I was like, "Whoa, let me listen to this." Funny thing is, you probably will find it interesting, but not interesting. He was mad, of course, when Cece decided to get married. He was like, "I'm not going to no wedding." He acted like like as if a scorned lover, like it. But it was weird because like her husband was like in his 30s, and Cece was 19. Like it's an interesting story. And they real name was not Winans. Like he was born like. The first like 6 kids or whatever was born like little or something like that. Yeah, they were all born like something little, and then the dad, Pop Winans, decided to take his. It's a mess. His mama was like 14, and she got pregnant by an older man who didn't want to raise the baby. It's all that kind of drama. Yeah, but they wasn't Winanses. They weren't. They were something else. I was like, oh, this is something. So that's what I'm listening to right now. I got a couple hours left.
I need to go pick that one up, then. they need a Lifetime movie like the Clocks.
Listen, give it the wine is moving, but it's
make sure you put Vicky in there because I know that era was messy.
Listen,
I'm
sure.
I know that era was messy.
That booger sugar. Listen,
when she was married to Marvin. Because I always used to try to figure out how the heck is Vicky. I'm like, Vicky don't look nothing like that. How is she a wine? It's because she was divorced by the time I had really started. Yeah. My mama was listening to her music and stuff, and I later found out she was married to Marvin. I'm reading. I'm not in the mess yet. I feel like I'm gonna have to get on my nonfiction right now. The Lord has us, consecrated.
Oh yeah,
that bullshit.
You talk about.
I feel like I can walk up to a tree and split it in half right now. I feel strong in the Lord. I'm reading Trust and Inspire.
Glory.
How to truly great leaders unleash greatness in others.
Yeah.
I'm trying to up my leadership games on read. It's a decent read so far. Nothing. Most what I found about most of these like leadership books, it's not nothing you probably ever not heard before.
Yeah.
Maybe a new perspective. There's some gems in there for sure, but I ain't like, oh my God. One of the best leadership books I read though was in grad school, Jim Collins' Good to Great. Oh, that thing is that white man. That white man knows his stuff. Okay, that's a great book. Great. I use his get on the bus analogy a lot because who's on your bus? Because he talks about how, depending on what bus you get, you pick your bus based on the routes that you're going to. And if anybody gets on the bus who's on the opposite route, they can pull the thing and stop you on your way and take you to your destination. Yeah. He was like, so you got to be, so when you're building your teams, you got to make sure you got the right people on your bus because they'll stop you. That white man's good.
Yeah,
that white man's good.
Sounds pretty good.
White man's good. But I'm glad your family is doing well. Yeah. I checked on some friends and stuff. that are in the LA area. Royale,
Royale.
Randy,
Steve out there too. Steve Epting.
Steve Epting. I didn't check on Steve. I don't have his number.
Okay.
I was like going through my contacts and just like, hey, what's going on? How you doing? Whatever.
Don't you have some Blavity folks out there too? Or
my Blavity fam. I checked on them. Most of them are okay. Some of them were in the downtown. Some of them were in the Hollywood and the Hills, so they were being impacted. I had one person tell me that they called her mom and told their mom to evacuate, so she left home to get gas. And by the time she was on her way back, they had her entire street blocked off because everything was on fire. Jesus. So literally, by the time she left to get gas and tried to gather some stuff, her stuff was gone. So I was like,
it's been going quick. It's crazy. I don't know anybody personally that has been like that lost.
Yeah, this was a story of somebody. Like the person who told me it wasn't even their mom. They were telling me about one of their friends telling their mom to do that. So I don't know anything personally. One of the people I checked on Blavity did say he had to evacuate, but he didn't say anything beyond that. So yeah, it's crazy. And then it's also additionally crazy to know that some of these were further pushed by people lighting stuff on fire too. Like some of it was wildfire, but then the arsonist came in to magnify the things. Just evil.
Yeah, and we only 11? We only 15 days.
15 days in, and 2025 came in hot, literally. And I don't know.
Yeah, but that affected.
Twinkie said, "Pray for the USA."
Pray for the US. Yeah, that's what she said. That's what she said.
Twinkie said, "Pray for the USA."
We need it. It's a show, for without a doubt. And that we were supposed to have an announcement yesterday. Oh, well, on the 14th.
Well, we have a queen. We have a queen who is empathetic. She said, "I know I'm supposed to give y'all stuff, but my mama house got destroyed. My people out here in LA is being messed up. Y'all can wait on the announcement." I still think it's the Rock album.
Yeah. What TikTok is saying it's like a tour. That's the TikTok is saying. Like,
and I'm open to be wrong because it very well could be the tour. It's just something in my spirit. Let me not allow my spirit like that. But I really feel though that I don't know that Beyonce is going to do full country music tour. Something I feel like she may, because she's alluded to in like the posters and stuff, that she may give us like a black rodeo situation. And I feel like if she take that on tour, it's gonna be, I feel like it's gonna be limited cities, like literally black Bill Pickett rodeo, but on a Beyonce level. So it may be one in LA, of course, Houston. Like I feel like she would do the Chitlin circuit, quote unquote. Yeah. And then that would be that, and then we'll go straight into Act 3. Yeah. I just don't feel like we're gonna get this multi-city, multi-country tour off this country album. And not to say that it can't do well and it won't do well. I just don't know that Beyonce is gonna. I don't know that she's gonna do that with this. I think this was more so a diary entry of music. Yeah. And this, we will live in the Capital Carter era. She reclaimed country music. Yeah. She helped uplift a lot of emerging black country artists and turn a light to those who are already doing their thing and killing it in the industry as well. And I love it when people use their platforms to do so. Not to say that she is like the end all be all the music and industry, but we know what somebody. It's like Oprah when you write a book. There's plenty of artists out there, but if you get on that Oprah's book club. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of the same thing with Beyonce. Now that Beyonce was a black woman, whether controversial or not, people are turning more of an eye to black country singers. And I love, if nothing else, I love that about the Cowboy Carter era. So she did not tell us when she was going to bring the announcement back. But I think she should do it on MLK Day. Only to disrupt Trump's inauguration. Yeah. Like, that's the real reason I wanted to do it.
Break the internet so we can be distracted.
Exactly. I mean, I wasn't going to watch it anyway, but literally do that. Yeah. Speaking of, Michelle LaVaughn Robinson Obama said, baby, I'm not coming to that thing. I'm not coming.
Get somebody else to do it.
She said, first of all, I didn't know Jimmy Carter well enough to go to that funeral. So I don't go to funerals of people I don't know. And I'm gonna keep that same energy with this man I don't like. Barack. You can be politically correct if you want to. I ain't in office no more.
Listen.
I'm sick of going high. I'm going low. I'm sitting on the bottom of the stoop. I'm going low. Michelle, I love that. But bro, when I tell you I love that, that's the kind of politician or adjacent to politics I would want to be. I'm not playing in your face. I'm not coming.
Yeah.
I'm not coming. Why would I come celebrate your presidency?
Right.
I'm not coming. There's no law against that.
Yeah.
Michelle ain't running for office. She has nothing to lose with this. I'm not coming.
There's not like she's looking for approval ratings and none of it. It doesn't matter.
And the blacks are gonna love her regardless.
Yeah.
She's still gonna be our forever first lady. If she write another book, we gonna buy it. It's gonna go crazy. Michelle is set. Her and Barack may have argued a little bit about it, in terms of like public persona, and she still decided no, their marriage is gonna be fine. Every couple argues.
Yeah.
Nothing to lose here.
Yeah.
She's still a great mom. She's still beautiful. She's still strong. She's still intelligent. Nothing to lose here. I love this art. I love this arc. I love this art. Michelle.
Yeah. Like I don't want to do it. Okay.
And I'm not going to.
Yeah. She's protecting her peace. He said, Barack said, hey, Michelle, you coming to the inauguration? She said, no. And that was the answer.
And that was the answer. Because she's gonna give us she's gonna give us a mean pea overcoat.
Oh yeah.
Oh, because she's giving us one every inauguration since her first one. She was gonna she said, I'm not pulling that out. You're not getting the grace of my pantsuit, my stylist, giving me their best for this foolishness.
Right. Not getting no silk press for this. No.
Now, what is that conspirator Bernie said it's gonna be a note them gloves again. Bernie said it was
legs crossed with a jacket like
with a puffer coat,
right?
Fur around the hood.
I mean,
what?
Bernie is unk.
Oh,
Bernie is unk, yo.
And Bernie is low key problematic, but that is funny.
Oh, that is funny. That is funny.
That is funny.
Yeah, that is funny.
That is funny. Oh,
Speaking of the funeral,
okay,
the people cut up the Jimmy Carter funeral.
Oh, Jimmy. Oh, yeah, Jimmy.
Yeah, the people cut up.
Jimmy wasn't
George Bush said, George Bush showed his tail too. He said, I'm not talking to this man.
George Bush is trying to rewrite his. We won't forget that you were a terrible president. We won't forget that you did some racist things.
Yeah.
But I appreciate post-presidency George Bush personality a little bit. I give him that. I give him that. Yeah. And I've said before I have Trump, I would go back to the Bush era before we deal with another 4 to 8 years of Trump. Any day. He was terrible, but I'd rather have that level of terrible than this level of terrible.
Yeah, I think that incompetence is different than like the level of the types of incompetence are different. One is like a strategic incompetence. Yeah, Bush was just dumb. He, and he let people just do things. But this other man, no, he's intentional with his like weaponizing.
Yeah, I think he's dumb too, but it is willful ignorance.
Yeah.
Poor decision making, narcissism, and willful ignorance.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
TikTok, yet alive.
Yet alive. I saw somebody on TikTok say this is gonna be the song at the funeral.
This is stupid. Stupid.
A good time. Them Tyler Perry plays are undefeated. Chandra Corelli, when she got that shoulder got to going, we knew she was in it. TikTok is yet here, but they say on the 19th, Bryan, it's over. It's a wrap. Hang it up.
I thought they said 270-day extension.
I heard on
that true?
Let me Google real fast.
Yeah, I thought it was a extension.
Ban. Okay. Forbes wrote 3 hours ago that the Supreme Court didn't rule on the TikTok ban today. What to know as justice signals they may uphold law. It's unclear when the court will rule in this case, so they still haven't officially ruled because it's up against the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court issued opinions in other cases Wednesday, but did not rule on the TikTok case as many had expected it would. And there are no other dates yet scheduled for the court to release its opinions. So I'm assuming
It's
that
still
if they
going down.
don't do an opinion by the 19th, it'll be gone.
Mm.
Unless they do something by the 19th. It's still possible. Here it is. That suggests that justices are prepared to rule imminently on the ban's fate. It's still possible they could delay the law from taking effect until after January 19th. However, they need more time to deliberate, and justices asked Friday about whether the government agreed they could do so. Blah blah blah. Okay, so it's still up in the air right now, and it's like it's in the Supreme Court's hands
Okay.
at this point.
Do what you do.
But USA Today says TikTok plans to shut down the app in the U.S. Sunday if banned whole. Because it is currently banned. Essentially, what I just said. If the Supreme Court does not intervene, it's going to shut down.
Let's go. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess I won't be doing the medias because like TikTok's the only one that really is like interesting at this point.
TikTok
You know what I'm
is because Facebook is y'all arguing and fighting over church, and then every now and then an inspirational quote, right?
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
And Instagram is just it's pictures. It's kind of boring these days.
Yeah, TikTok, Instagram at this point, I used to love Instagram, but I don't even go on Instagram and scroll no more. Like I'll post something and then be like,
yeah, no, so I will post for content, and I know that's how like brands and people find folks. So I'll make sure I put like articles and stuff, and like I'll update like my story is what I use the most, more than my actual posting page. And that's kind of just like, if you follow me, you'll get a random picture, a repost of something, and me and a workout picture. That's life on Instagram.
Yeah.
Because that's what Instagram has kind of become like. And I think slowly but surely, the way they did the timeline, that's not in a chronological order, is what like it's been that way for years now. But I think it's even more draining to be like, why am I seeing this picture from 5 days ago?
Yeah, like that's Zuckerberg, like that whole
and then the algorithm shows you stuff. I don't want to see this.
Yeah,
I want to see my friend.
Yeah, and then like my explore page be weird. Like it'd be stuff like, how did I get this on here? So then you got to like reprogram your explore. At this point,
you got to hide stuff and start liking other different stuff.
Yes, I don't be on there like that. I just TikTok. If social media gets my attention, it's TikTok.
It's TikTok.
And if we don't have that, then at that point, it's gonna be like, well, I'm gonna have more free time.
Yeah, because YouTube Shorts, I don't think it's going. It don't like it's the same concept. It don't hit the same. I downloaded Lemonade.
Yeah, I did.
It's weird. The interface is weird. I don't really like it. I said I'm a download fan base because that's the one Isaac Hayes III is the owner of. He black.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna see what that's about. But we'll see. I really like. This is what I was telling somebody the other day, and we can move on. They're trying to blame it on the privacy and the data thing, but y'all been collecting our data for years, and selling it.
Yeah, the Patriot Act when after 9/11 gave access to the government to do all kind of stuff, and
y'all literally take a picture of our eyeballs at the airport.
Yeah.
And like what?
If you have a smartphone or smart device, then
you're using our face. Yeah, you're using our face to unlock things.
Yeah,
Zuckerberg is selling our data all over the place. You don't think foreign countries are getting access to that data because Facebook, Meta, Instagram is not just in the United States. Temu, Shein, is shipping things. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Temu is based in China as well.
Yeah,
like, what are y'all talking about?
Yeah,
like this is because y'all want to like monopolize
social media.
And if an American can't own one of the most Zuckerberg, right?
Yeah.
One of the most powerful, most popular social media sites, nobody should have it. And then the access to information that TikTok gives, and many times pretty accurate information, right? For us to be able, because like some of the clips me and you share with each other, especially like the CNB, like the confirmation hearings, I'm not finna sit and watch that. But when that clip came across my desk with Senator Duckworth from Illinois, grilling the incoming Secretary of Defense, basically saying I don't believe you're competent enough, and she was going off on that man. Them the clips I need to see.
Yeah, Tim Kaine went in too.
First of all, Tim Kaine looked like he had just finished a line of cocaine. Did you see his hair and stuff? Like Tim Kaine, like he was.
Tim Kaine.
It's like after he was no longer vice presidential nominee, he was like,
that's not.
I'm gonna let it all hang out. That man looked crazy.
That's
he was
not
going in
2000 what?
2016,
12, 16.
Yeah, Obama
16,
was 12, so
yeah.
16. Yeah,
Yeah, that's not the same man.
ain't the same. That man been through. That man been through. But no, every Democratic senator who they showed though was going off. I mean, it was going
Yeah, it
off.
should, but because to me that I think that what sucks is like they have these confirmation hearings and nothing. It's not gonna stop anything. You know what I mean? It's like,
Well, especially because the Republicans have the majority.
yeah.
But I
So
love the fact that they're loud, and I would be the one on my Jasmine Crockett if I was. I know she's a congresswoman. I'm not sure how the confirmation hearing go. But if I was a senator, I would have that energy to be like, "I don't even mean to interview you. I think you're incompetent. You're not qualified. You're only getting this because Donald Trump is making a mockery of our country. No
Yeah.
further questions.
yeah,
You're an idiot."
yeah.
Next. Like I would be so crass.
Mhm.
Like I'm not like no. I yield the rest of my time. He's
Yeah.
an idiot. I do
Mhm.
not agree with him. Y'all
Yeah.
can vote him in if you want. I know I'm probably in the minority.
Yeah, it's our political system is
It's crazy.
It's wild, yo.
It's wild.
And then they got the norovirus is supposed to be like we might have another shutdown. It's crazy. Like,
And did you see that black man said it's resistant to hand sanitizer?
Yeah, this is next level. Like we might have a whole nother 2020. Like it's crazy. And the man y'all gave him the job back who handled the 2020 bad in the first place.
Poorly.
Yeah, so it's wild. Like, granted, I sell life insurance, so I'd probably make a lot of money. But
Bryan Allen hair.
but we don't want that. I don't want to be back in the house. And now I got a 5-year-old too who's active. I don't want her in the house.
Speaking of insurance, did you see State Farm cancel them folk fire insurance like weeks before the fires?
Yeah, I'm saying it's weird. It's weird out here right now. Like it's only 15 days in the new year. It's weird out here, bro. Like I don't know what's going on. Like church is weird right now. The United States is weird right now. The world is everything is weird, bro.
Church. You got people apologizing for premarital sex. You got pastors saying you didn't get raped, you chose him. It's weird. It's very weird. It's very weird. It's very weird. I don't know. I don't know
what the Lord is doing.
If my people
pause.
Because we gotta turn. That's why my plate is turned over now.
Listen, it's just weird out here.
We got to pray. And I don't want to be that deep, but if you are a believer,
it's
time to pray. Like it's time to strategize.
I felt that.
It's time to strategize. It's time to work. It's time to donate. It's time to do the things. Because faith without works is dead. But it is a critical time to pray.
Yeah,
pull on your faith, because we as the old times, we are in perilous times,
without a doubt. And I'm gonna say this too, as a person that works like in finance, like save your money, bro. Like if there's any, we don't know what's about to happen. Save your money, stock up on like food and all that kind of stuff, because we don't
them canned goods, them non-perishables.
I don't know what's going. I don't know what's going on, and I'm not trying to be that person that's like real spooky. But no, the Bible talking about like understanding the signs of the time. Mm-hmm. Everything is weird right now.
Prince even said it.
He did say it.
He did. He had a whole album signed on
time. Yeah. Shout out to
Prince was deeply spiritual though.
Yeah,
Prince was a believer.
Yes.
Prince had a lot of songs that talked about the end times.
But it's like that right now. It's just things just seem every part of the world is in disarray right now. Mm-hmm. And now Canada's acting crazy. It's like racism is out of control world in the U.S. over the world.
Hawkins really know the depth of that verse. Oh, thank you, Lord. Tragedies are commonplace.
All kinds of diseases.
People are slipping away. It's
down. People can't get enough pay. And that's true.
And then he goes on to say, folks without homes, people are in the street.
Yeah.
The drug habit song saying they just can't
be.
Muggers and robbers. No place seems to be safe.
My God. Thank you, Holy Ghost.
That man wrote a song.
God, we thank you today.
But that's the thing. That's pretty much all we have left is what's crazy is I know for the black community, our resilience always goes back to our ability to make lemons out of lemonade. And I know for believers too, what we have now is our gratitude. It's like in the midst of all this stuff, I'm still alive. I have a reasonable portion of health and strength. I have a job, and even for the people who are going through like thoughts, prayers, donations, all the things, right, man? It's just, I don't know.
But we're way off topic, but do you think like we're like God built us for this, for when the perilous times are at their most perilous, that now black people are going to be the people who are going to survive because it's like nigga.
And look at our ancestors,
Ain't
right?
that new? You know what I'm saying?
Sold and beaten and into slavery, and somehow, some way, we made it.
Yeah.
Right. It did, and I'm not like romanticizing the situation, but we like when we talk about the soul food and all the traditions and things like that, we figured it out. We
made a way.
It was terrible situations,
Mhm.
but we made. And I think in the today of things, it's not as harsh as slavery. We're still facing our systemic oppressions and prejudices. But man, I think the resilience that Black folk have and our ability to overcome and to reinvent and to do, I think that is going to be why you see the rise of minorities. And I don't use BIPOC often because I'm Black. But this is when you will see the rise of BIPOCs, I think, though, because for a lot of white folk, those who are entitled and like, you don't like when people say I got it from the ground up, but your granddaddy gave you $1 million to start your business. That means nothing to me.
Yeah, you ain't start from the bottom.
You ain't start from the bottom. Famous Amos was out there baking them dry cookies in his house. And man created cookies was terrible. But the man created a cookie empire. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just what it was. Like Madam CJ Walker was in there making her crack in her kitchen.
Listen,
and became a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? Like this it's Carver, right? Playing with that peanut.
Yeah.
And then
playing with that nut.
See, that's why I specifically said peanut. Because Bryan, I knew you was gonna take it to the next level. I knew you were gonna take it to the next level. But what I'm saying is the peanut, he was in there messing with experiment and did all these different types of things with it, man. So it's like the resilience of us, like the doorstop, all this stuff is Black people. The gas mask, the traffic light. Like what?
All the
you know
things.
what I'm saying? Like all the things are Black people. We found problems. We was like, you know what? We're gonna fix it.
Yeah.
And we gonna make some the GPS.
Yeah. I think it's with us, it's like we don't have the time.
We don't have time to be waiting.
We don't have the time to worry and complain about it. We're gonna have to just do what we gotta do. We're gonna have to do what we gotta do.
I think about myself during the pandemic. When I got laid off, bro, I was Billy Blanks in my living room. I was just encouraging people to work out and stay healthy. And then people's like, I'll pay you for this.
Yeah.
I was like, bet. Start selling shirts and doing classes for like $5.
We're gonna make a way.
We're gonna make a way.
Shout out to our wives went to Clark Atlanta.
Shout out to Clark Atlanta. Find a way or make one.
And I feel that's what we're gonna do.
I feel like I used to always think that's the most hood school motto. But it's true though. Find a way or make one.
You find it or you make like because there's nothing you like. We've tried every avenue. We've tried politics. We've tried government. We tried everything. We all we got. And with the Lord's help, you know what I'm saying? He gives us the ability to create and to develop and to do all the things. So we're going to do it. And in the meanwhile, we're going to pray and we're going to seek God's face and all that. We're going to do all the things. We're going to tap into our spirituality. We're going to tap into all these things. And we just going to do it. So for the next 4 years or whatever, wherever, and anything after this, we're going to just tap on in and we're going to do it, make it do what it do. So I'm proud of us. Because I know,
proud of the Blacks.
I know we going you know, when other people are losing their lives and not literally, but losing like their mind because they're like, I can't handle it. We're gonna be like, you know, well, we done it before.
If he did it before,
he shut our mind God, we thank you.
Will do it again. He'll do it again.
And we won another battle.
We won another battle.
The war might not be over.
Listen,
but we won
another
battle. Bryan, get to this song of the week.
Okay, song of the week.
For y'all who ain't been going to church, be encouraged.
Be encouraged.
No matter what's going on.
I'm not playing that, but
he'll make it all right.
All right.
But you gotta stay strong.
Yeah.
I know right now it's impossible to see. God is gonna work it out. What, Bryan? If you just believe. Remember this one thing while you're going through.
What the Bible say?
If God delivered Daniel, guess what? He'll do the same for you. That man was singing.
Listen, I was done after the first year. Be encouraged. Be encouraged. I said, no, thank you.
No, that's
no.
Ooh, that's part of that gospel R&B.
Listen, I saw somebody on Twitter or something like that. That song is sexy. Like what?
That song
Listen,
is
being encouraged is sexy.
That gospel
Oh,
R&B.
right. Oh, we had snow last week. We didn't even talk about that. God came in and just dusted us with snow. Glory. Okay. Real quick, song of the week. It's gonna make sense when we talk to the bless up, but
Okay.
it's gonna make sense if we don't want the bless up, not the bless up, the rest up, the rest up. Mhm.
I'm a soul man.
So don't worry, 'cause I'm coming. I'm a soul man.
Whoa, yeah.
That is Soul Man by Sam and Dave. And if you watch The Fresh Prince, that's when Uncle Phil, was playing pool for $300 a ball when Will was getting hustled. Great episode.
Great episode.
Great episode. But we'll talk about
Beautiful
that
gowns.
in the beautiful gowns. And we'll talk about that more in the rest of the report. But Sam and Dave, that's like shout out to Memphis and Stax Records. Like that Memphis sound, like the Barkays and Isaac Hayes and what's the man that you love so much? Al Green, like
Al Green.
all that. Who else was
BB King wasn't born in Memphis, but his print is there. His imprint is there.
Yeah, Sam and Dave, of course, like that Stax
Booker
Records.
T and the MGs.
Listen,
You don't know about that Booker T and the MGs.
I don't. Well, shout out to Memphis, the music scene in Memphis, man. Shout out to Memphis.
Glorilla.
Listen, Glorilla. Glorilla
I'm
is
from Memphis. What you know about me? Big G-L-O-N-E-E.
Glorilla is a glow.
We made the right person famous with Glorilla.
Yeah. I like Glorilla. I like Glorilla. Kojic. She's Kojic. She's from the Church of God in Christ. I love it.
That mama named her Gloria Hallelujah Woods.
Saved. I love that for her.
My God.
Okay. That was a song with Sam and Dave, Soul Man.
Well, with that being said, and still accept, let's go on to the Blessed Report about some Black excellence.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here at the Blessed Report where we shout out Black folks doing great Black things. Josh and I don't just celebrate and support Black businesses during Juneteenth and Black History Month. We celebrate and support Black businesses 365, 24/7. So if you or somebody you know has a Black business, let us know. Shoot us a DM or send us an email, let us know. And if it makes sense, we will bless them up here on this podcast. This week we have Black and Green or Grown. It's Black BLK and GRN, founded by Dr. Kristen Edwards. It's an all-natural marketplace dedicated to promoting wellness and sustainability through toxin-free products created by Black artisans. The platform emphasizes eco-conscious living and holistic health, curating a wide range of offerings that include skincare, hair care, home goods, and wellness essentials. Each product is carefully vetted to ensure it aligns with a commitment to non-toxic, cruelty-free, and environment-friendly standards. From nourishing body butters, I love body butters. It just sounds like amazing.
Body butters and a sugar scrub.
Yeah, bro, it's taking care of yourself is a thing.
I do a sugar scrub at least once a week.
Yeah, it's a thing. Like I just love it. Handcrafted soaps. I'm gonna say Black and Green. Provides a space where consumers can shop consciously while supporting Black entrepreneurs. All products are available for purchase, and they have a user-friendly website making it easy to embrace a cleaner and living with a purpose. So now there's no excuse to say, "Well, it's hard for me to find these products, hard for me to do this and that." It's right there at your fingertips. So I love when as Blacks we are doing all the things. We're eating clean, doing green things, using, and supporting each other. So you can go to blkgrn.com or on IG, BLK ANGRN. So that's Black and Green. Shout out to or bless up to Kristen Edwards and Black and Green.
Shout out to him. Bless up to
Yeah.
the blacks doing the things and the green
Um,
grown.
So we do have a rest up, unfortunately, Josh. So what does that mean?
Before we go there, can we do something real quick?
Of course.
I know we shout out all the 9 people or the people, the sororities and fraternities and people last week. But as we're recording,
yes,
it is AKA's founded the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Our wives are members.
Yes, they are.
Friend of the show, friend. So Lauren Hare, Asher Rogers, friend of the show, friend in real life, Jackie Rogers, my cousin.
Yes.
Wife and friend in real life of our producer and best friend Chris Moore.
Yeah.
Kiana Moore is a woman of Alpha Kappa Alpha. We just know a lot of women of Alpha Kappa Alpha.
Pink and Green is all over our lives.
We just pretty families over here.
Listen.
Just pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty. Pretty Tony. So shout out to all the women, Ethel and all them.
Yes.
Shout out.
Ethel taught them well. Shout out to Kappa Alpha Psi though. Like just I know we talked about
Diggs
it.
love. Because we got Elder Watson, and he was a cousin of some over there on the AK side. Diggs love.
We together. You know, it is what it is. This pretty people, pretty girls, pretty boys. We just pretty. So rest up Sam Moore. Legendary soul singer and one half of the iconic duo Sam and Dave passed away recently on January 10th at the old age of 89. Gone too soon. Known for his hits like Soul Man and Hold On, I'm Coming, Sam and Dave defined the sound of the 1960s soul music with their dynamic performances and powerful harmonies. They were Kid and Play before Kid and Play, like as far as their performances. They were dancing and doing all kind of cool stuff. They were inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1992. Sam Moore's influence extended far beyond his Grammy-winning recordings. His electrifying stage presence and emotive vocals made him a pioneer of soul, inspiring generations of artists. He leaves behind a rich legacy that will continue to resonate for years to come. So rest up, Sam Moore.
Rest up. Before we go to the living room, I got one more thing.
Okay.
Going back to you said the pretty girls and the pretty boys.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh.
Shout out. Diamonds and pearls.
Diamonds and pearls. Listen. My God. Just jewelry. We just
I'm gonna play that at my at our when we renew our vows. I want all the noobs and the AKAs to get up and just dance with each other.
I might use that. I might do a IG story for Lauren for AKA and then posted me and her together and put diamonds.
Yeah,
and
put the diamonds
song.
and pearls. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I ain't doing no real. But you go on my story.
No, I'm gonna do a story. I'm not gonna do
okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a
That's a lot of work. We can't no real.
Too much.
But all right. Rest up to
Sam Moore and bless up to Black and Green and Dr.
Green.
Kristen Edwards.
All right, so let's head on to the living room. Last week we did an episode, Culture Code episode. Those are always fun to do. We were on there for a while. Looks like we might be on this one for a while too. So buckle in your seatbelts. But Bryan and I want to set some really good intentions for 2025. Do some reflection. Y'all know we always do this, and we have to give y'all, to walk this thing out with us. So grab your coffee, grab your chai tea, grab your water, your smoothie if you're fasting, whatever you got. Let's head to the living room and let's have this good conversation.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
All right, puzzle pieces. We are here in the living room, and last week again we did a culture code. This week it's the beginning of the year, the top of the year. We want to be intentional on our conversations. It's been a fire or storm since the beginning of the year. It's been a show, and we want to come back, realign ourselves. I feel like usually on this show we are Josh and I are intentional with trying to be our better selves, learn and unlearn things in our lives, right? Taking on certain journeys. So we always want to have a time in an episode in a space to kind of discuss those things and to continue to grow. And we thank you, puzzle pieces, for always continuing to grow with us every week, every year, right? So we want to, before we go into 2025, we want to kind of reflect on 2024. What was your word last year that you had, Josh? What was your word last year? think we had your theme last year.
What was my theme last year? I don't even know. I felt like I didn't. Let me tell you why I don't know and remember.
Yeah.
Because I felt like I didn't happen in 2024. 2024 happened to me.
It came like that.
And yeah, and I feel like it wasn't a bad, but I feel like I got so caught up. I was like, I couldn't catch me. I was always moving and going, and it wasn't the joy of like work travel. There was not a lot of joy in my busyness.
Yeah.
Last year, like I was busy, but it wasn't overwhelming. My dad jokes when I always say this is stressing me out, but it's because I feel like so many things came at me that right now I'm sensitive to stress triggers.
Yeah.
And one of my, I guess we'll answer that question about my attention for 2025. But yeah, I don't remember my theme for last year because I feel like 2024 happened to me and I didn't happen to it. And I'm not allowing that to happen this year.
Yeah. And that's good, guys. Because one of the questions is gonna be like, what was your, like, what is something you learned from last year? But I think same thing. I feel like in hindsight, 2024 was crazy. Like it started out really bad for me. It ended up on a high note, like starting a new job literally almost the last day of the year, and like God gave me a nice, increase and all that kind of stuff. But like it started out like wild. Not in my mind, I thought, and the Lord said 2024 is gonna be like the catalyst for the next like 10 years, right? And I was like, not this being, I would say at the beginning, I was like, it was a yes, Lord year. I said that it was gonna be the year like I was really I'll be my authentic self. Like I want to be like authentic in every way and show up how I want to show up, right? And I was successful in that, but yet now that you said it, 2024 was a wild, like it just happened.
Yeah, it did.
It happened, and I don't know if I think one of the questions I was going to ask was like, as far as did you achieve your goals? But like, I don't know if if the goal was to be authentic, I did that. But in terms of like personal goals, I don't know if I achieved any personal goals. Because to your point, I feel like I was just trying to keep my head above water.
Keep good times. Like legit, I feel like I can't even measure. Like there are some key elements of 2024 that I can point to, like becoming an assistant pastor. But I struggle with calling that like I know my family and my mom and dad are listening. Like I honor that, right? But Chance the Rapper released a song last year.
Yeah, always can go back to a Chance song.
You always go back to a Chance song. But he did. And the song was called Highs and Lows. And he literally talked about how life is full of the highs. Like you'll reach these mountaintops and you'll hit these valleys. And 2024 was such a roller coaster in that way. Like 2024 started off like, I know you were in your space, but I had one of the best J5s of my life.
Yeah.
Like it was so much brotherhood, so much love. I think I talked about, all of that.
Yeah.
And then I started there with brotherhood and love. And then like maybe a week later, Ashley's uncle died.
Yeah.
Right. Who she was super close to. So that was tragedy hit our family. And then navigating that. And then, I get promoted to assistant pastor, and then that's a high. But then immediately I get like overwhelmed and swamped with work. And then in the middle of the summer, I start going through like these, how do I want to say this on the podcast? Teammate challenges.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. I know.
Right. I mean, and there was strong challenges.
Yeah.
Right. And then that made what seemed like a blessing turn into like, what the heck did I sign up for?
Yeah.
Right. And then so it was just all these. It was a lot of inconsistencies with what God, you gave me this, but why is this hard? If you gave it to me, why am I struggling? And then work is going great. But in some ways feeling undervalued or navigating like pay and equity and all the things. It was just like there was so many different. It was like for every mountain he brought me over was the lead up to the introduction of a valley to climb. Like Jesus I was consistently climbing, getting to the mountaintop to get back in the valley to climb another one.
Listen.
To reach a mountaintop and be like, whoa, I made it. To be like, I got another one. That's what 2024
character building.
Like. So it wasn't like depressing and bad, but it was like, man, I reached some peaks.
Yeah.
But what is this? And
yeah.
That's why I can't help but to say it. But my 2025 is I don't have a lot of new goals. Like I have some arbitrary goals of like wanting to read more books and I'm already consistent when I work out, but like I said, be consistent with my diet. I think I said that before, like stuff like that. But my 20, but that goes into what I really prayed through, like seriously on this consecration. Y'all know me. I'm a master of duality, but I've been taking this consecration seriously. And what the Lord has revealed to me is to Josh, this is not the season for you to sit up and ideate a bunch of new stuff. Strengthen what remains.
Mm-hmm.
And there are so many things that I have written down, bro. I was cleaning out my desk. I found 5 notebooks from like 2015 upward.
Mm-hmm.
There are ideas, notes, book outlines.
Yeah.
I've already had, and literally, I don't believe I cleaned out that drawer for naught.
Yeah.
And flip through those things. There are so many. God literally revealed to me. There's so many things I've given you.
Yeah.
I've put inside of you. I give you ideas for. Strengthen that stuff.
Yeah.
Don't you think of nothing else.
That's
Because you
good.
know how my mind go. You know
Yeah,
how my
yeah.
mind go.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
you think of nothing. There are so many things.
That's
And
good.
I really believe with my heart of hearts that next level, that increase, whether that's wealth, favor, opportunity, whatever it is rested in the stuff we ain't touched
Mm-hmm.
or we sat down on
Yeah.
and we didn't move with. So my goal is to strengthen what's there. Read some of them. Before you buy another book, pick up one of the ones you
Ooh.
ain't read yet.
That's good.
Right? You know, that like literally that
No,
kind
that's
of stuff.
true. We got
You know
things
what I'm
like that.
saying? So yeah, master what's there, increase what's there, be greater at what's there. And then I believe the open doors and stuff will flow and be even better. So that is how I'm walking into 2025.
Mm-hmm.
And not to say that there won't be challenges, because that's life.
Yeah.
But I also believe that I want to be a lot more intentional with how I navigate this life with the help of the Lord.
Yeah. And I think I would probably piggyback on that in terms of like my goal for this year is in terms of like navigating last year it was roller coasters. I think I went through so many emotional roller coasters last year. It's kind of like if it's bad this year, then I'm like, well, I know going into this year, I was like, oh, I went through hell this year. I'm you know what I'm saying? Like it's sometimes you go through something so bad or go through emotional stuff so bad that it builds up your strength and like your endurance and your ability to be like, well, nigga, I can handle that. You know what I'm saying? So
he can handle that. That's a fact. Mm-hmm.
So this year I'm disciplined is like the thing. Like it's kind of like
discipline in what way?
In so many ways. Like one is to your point. Like I started writing a book last year, and
a memoir.
No, a book about like a district. Like I'm in insurance distribution, and so I started writing a book about like the business that I'm in, and then I just stopped doing it. And I never went back and pick it back up. Like there were things that, like to your point, like I'm glad you said that. Like there are things that God has told me to do, and with my lack of discipline and continuing it and staying consistent with it, then it turns into like nothing. So being disciplined in my actions, being disciplined, like to your point, in my diet, I got healed from sickness, and then now I feel like I'm kind of slipping back into like some of my bad eating habits. Being disciplined with what I'm watching, what I'm thinking, being disciplined in my mental health, right? As far as, scheduling appointments and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't have to like go through a severe crisis to then be like, let me call somebody. You know what I mean? Like this discipline all around, in every area. Like I feel like oftentimes we lack success is based on our like lack of discipline. Lack of stick-to-itiveness, like because oftentimes it doesn't feel good at the moment, it doesn't feel fun at the moment, but like if you stay disciplined, like discipline for the day is the success for tomorrow.
Say that again, Bryan. I like that.
Yeah, the discipline for the day is the success for tomorrow. So like whatever you do today, it's not for today, it's for tomorrow. So if you're disciplined today, then tomorrow is gonna be successful. So if you we say this in our house, like just win today. If you win today, then you're gonna win tomorrow. Because whatever you do today affects tomorrow. So yeah, and I feel like that's something we can actually do. And if we really think about that, like everything we do today affects. Like so, you work out today, it affects your tomorrow. You wake up feeling a certain way, but then if you keep working it, then it ends up being something. And if you just win the day, you'll win tomorrow. And if you win tomorrow, then you win the next day. And then by the end of the year, you've not mastered, but you've figured things out. You've grown. You've been successful in so many endeavors, and it's just discipline. Discipline in conversation, like discipline in your tongue. Like as far as even totally was telling, as far as having discernment, but it's a level of discipline in like knowing something and being disciplined to not say anything, right? To hold your peace. That takes discipline. To like hold your peace in moments when you're like, I can air this whole out. I can do it. And it be like discipline says like, nah, it may need to be said, but it may not be the right time to say it.
Time to say it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Discipline, like patience, is a level of discipline. Like,
Woo, but don't pray for it.
what do you say? Play for what?
Don't pray for patience.
Oh no.
Pastor Rogers used to always tell us,
Mm-mm.
don't we need to exhibit patience, but he would essentially tell us, learn the discipline of patience, because if you pray for it, God will send things to build your patience. Like, so when you pray for some of these virtues, you're going to get things that's going to help you build that up. So he was like, if you can, at your best, can build the self-discipline of patience and long suffering and all the things, then you'll grow into it. But if you pray for it, God be like, okay,
I got you.
I got you. Want to wait?
I don't.
I'm gonna make you wait.
And that's the thing is, I'm a type of person. I don't have patience. Like I lack patience. Like I want it. And the thing about God is, like, He'll spoil you to where, like, I ask for things and, like, it is what it is. Like, He gets it. You know what I'm saying? He hooks me up. And almost anything I ask God for the most part, He throws right in my lap. And there's been times where it's been like, in this current season, where it's been like some things I've been wanting, where it's like the Lord's like, be patient. But I'm like, but you've been so quick on so many other things. Like, even like the current job I have now, like, I literally I didn't even apply. I interviewed on a Monday and got the offer like a day later. You know what I'm saying? Like, it, like, stuff like that. God works quick in my life. So now having to wait on certain things, it's interesting. But yeah, discipline is the thing that I feel like I'm working on this year. I feel like I could grow in the area of discipline, area of discernment, diligence. So 3Ds is the three kind of, discipline is the top one, but dealing with discernment and also just diligence are the 3Ds the Lord gave me this year as far as for my life that I'm going to be applying. So last year we said it was a rocky, it was, highs and lows, peaks and valleys. One thing we talk about on the show often, in our pockets of joy, right, is the importance of joy, but not just joy, black joy. So we know that black joy is an act of resistance. We know that.
Yes, it is.
Black joy is an act of resistance. So how do you plan to center joy this year? What?
I tell you offline.
Okay.
It's something that it's not a new idea. It's strictly what remains. We've already talked about this, me and you.
Okay.
And I'm gonna challenge us to do it.
Okay.
How am I centering black joy?
You're not gonna forget it, are you? You need to put it in the chat so you don't forget? Okay.
No. I don't need to put it in the chat. It's here. It slapped me.
Okay.
I almost felt the joy. I literally felt the Lord.
Shut up.
So how am I centering black joy? Man, I am centering black joy. I am reveling in all the things that are authentic and true to me. Yeah. And to us as a community. And leaning into that wholehearted. I found myself in a meeting this week. And before I knew it, I was like, you know what? I ain't gonna hold you. What we need to think through is, and it just came out. And after it came out, I'm like, did I just say I ain't gonna hold you in a meeting? But
niggas gonna nig.
It's gonna nig. But in a previous time, I would have been like embarrassed and like overthinking. But after I thought about it, I chuckled to myself and I went on. And not to say that I'm going to get so comfortable, I'll be like, in my meeting, be like, I bet. Like, I'm not going to be doing that. But like, if certain like culturally relevant things happen or come out, I'm not making any apologies. I feel like continuing showing up as my authentic self, and not for, because sometimes I was honest about this on the podcast at one point. I would, because I'm tatted up and. So sad that I had to be an adult and miss Cashmere's sale, but I had to be bro. That's the thing about adulting.
Listen, you gotta make decisions.
I had to fix my stove. I had to do some other stuff that the whole glass shattered in front of my stove.
My God, how?
The motor in my microwave went out, right? I just like, you know what I'm saying?
That devil
didn't want me to get no ink. But because I am already tatted up, when I wear like my tattoos go to my elbow, and the one I'm thinking about getting is gonna fill this whole arm. I low key want his sleeve.
Hallelujah!
I know my mom is cringing right now, but listen, Evangelist Robin is just.
I love a sleeve, man.
Listen, but anyway, I'm saying all that to say my tattoos on my arm show, and I don't wear super long sleeves. I used to show up in certain spaces with a short sleeve shirt and my earrings in to be like, I'm here. Right. So it was a point of almost proving like, or showing that I could be. But now, like, when I'm wearing a short sleeve shirt because it's hot.
Yeah.
And my tattoos are it's on my body.
Yeah.
Right.
It is
My
what it is.
earrings are in my ear. Sometimes, bro, I don't even remember they in there.
Yeah.
Like legit, you know what I'm saying? Especially when I travel for work.
Yeah.
I would usually wear a pretty standard like diamond stud that goes with every outfit, and I'm just up and down, you know what I'm saying, not even thinking about it. I'll take them out every other day to clean and all that other kind of stuff, but for the most part they're just in my ear. And you know what I'm saying, but like it's like my glasses. It's become so much a part of me. That's a part of my life. So when I say living authentically, it is just like just showing up and not even thinking. It's second nature.
Yeah.
Like I'm getting my hair braided when I go to this legislative conference in DC next month.
Yeah.
Not because again I want to show up a certain kind of way, but because it's gonna be cold in DC and I gotta be up and present by 8 a.m. Who finna wake up and do this wash and go?
Right.
And recurve his hair in the winter cold and if like my pores open, like I'm not about to do that, right? So it's like I'm gonna wake up, shake these little braids out, take these do-rag, but it's the normalcy. So that is me centering Black. Like to me, that is Black joy, to be authentic in that expression.
Right.
I'm hosting a BIPOC reception at that site. Like I'm hosting a Black people's reception.
Just do it
at a predominantly white legislative conference.
That's dope.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Like these are the things I'm creating spaces and centering spaces for Blackness to thrive and create. Even with this podcast, it's like, how do we continue to make this a platform where Black joy and Blackness continue? I know we joke about, we being ultra Black. There's really no such thing as being ultra Black. But me and Bryan literally lean into our blackness in a very intentional way. And that's what it did. We celebrate it. We don't, that's the thing. I don't ever want to dummy it down.
Yeah.
I don't ever want, like, I don't want to be the girl in Insecure where Molly was like, you need to tone it down. Because I think they're right. There are times and places. But Molly was right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. She and it was no less present when she was at that white firm.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? She had some things she navigated, but she was no less her. Even Issa was full. Issa had some. It's clear on my brain because I told you I'm in the middle of rewatching it.
Yeah, you like on season like what, 5 right now?
I'm in the last season, like right when Molly Mama had the stroke.
Okay.
So season 5, episode 4 or 5, something like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was just saying, even with Issa, although she had some insecurities why she didn't speak up, it didn't go against her Blackness that we got y'all. She showed up with her curly hair, her kente cloth clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like she was fully herself. And that's when I think, like, even when we're in predominantly white spaces, just still showing up. It's like
Black expression.
Yeah, I put on this, I don't know, this Support Black Colleges hoodie because I wanted to. Like, I'm not trying to make no statement. Like, that's the hoodie. Like, I grabbed that hoodie because that's the one that was clean. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I want the Blackness, everything about me to be so just like second, and it already is. Yeah. But I don't want to have the second thought like, ooh, I'm walking in this all white gym with this, this Support Black Colleges hoodie. Like, I don't care. Just be right. I don't even want to have that thought. Like if you know what I'm saying. So anyway, and again, we have to be wise. Yeah. Because there's certain spaces and times where you go in there and be like, blah, 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 blah. I ain't trying to get hung on no tree out in like rural Georgia either. We know. But at the same time, I don't want to dumb down who I am, what I am. Yeah. For anybody or any place or any institution. And that's how I'm going to continue to center and then teach my children that. My wife came home yesterday. And I'm not going to say which child or what school or anything. And was like, yeah, I walked past this classroom and this white teacher, man, he was playing some R&B music. I was like, ooh, that white boy got soul. I said, no, he don't. No, I said, don't say that. She was like, you taking this too far. I said, no. I said, because the problem is, I said, I just want to have a conversation. I said, because we proverbially let people into the cookout and then we get disappointed when they do bad stuff. Yeah, we don't gatekeep enough. And that's the thing. I'm not saying that we can't live in a society where we coexist with white, Black, Latinx, Hispanic, Asian, whatever. But when we talk about our Black culture, we're so easy to allow them to co-opt our culture. Yeah. And as soon as they do something disappointing, we be disappointed and mad. Like, it's like, what? But you let them in the gate. Yeah. You gave them the invitation. Right? So like, just because you like R&B hasn't proved anything to me. No. Right? Just because you can cook some chicken wings good doesn't prove anything to me. Just because you can dance on beat doesn't prove anything to me. Like, doesn't prove any. Are you a good person? Yeah. Like these are things that really. That's why white allyship. And this is going to a whole nother conversation. White allyship is hard for me to lean into these days, because it's like every time we try to really embrace that, we're disappointed in so many ways.
Yeah.
But I say all that to say, part of me centering Black joy is that gatekeeping of our
Yeah.
culture and
Yeah.
our stuff and our things. And I know that may sound like segregated in some forms, but like I love our culture and I honor it and I respect it, and I don't want it to be just so loosely
Yeah.
able to. White people gonna co-op because they co-op, but I'm gonna
Yeah.
do my job to to make sure that it is intentional and true to its roots,
Yeah.
and uplift that and platform that as much as possible.
I agree. That's good. I'd say I'm going to choose joy. 'Cause I think there's a lot of times this past year I didn't choose joy. Like I let my mind, like, and I'm gonna be transparent on the podcast. So I'm a type of person is I can have 99 great things right, but
You
that
gonna focus on
one,
the
I'm
one?
gonna focus on that one, and that one will be so magnified that I'd be like, well, why isn't that one thing? Why isn't that one thing? So I'm so it allows me it messes up, and then I get like depressed. I'm like Lord, I'm sorry for being ungrateful for all the 99 great things, but that one thing is like just like bothering me, right? So in that moment, I have to choose joy. Somebody was like, find a silver lining, find the thing, and I have a hard time doing it. And I know that, right? I know I have a hard time trying to find, and I have a hard time choosing joy, because my mind would just like it's kind of like I'm not saying OCD, but like you see something that like a fly, right? That's just flying around, and you can be in the midst of all this great stuff, but that fly is like, why is that fly here? I want to kill that fly, right? And then I get trapped on that fly, and then I'm down for the count. So really, I'm reclaiming my joy by like really being intentional and choosing the joy, because oftentimes the thing that I'm worried about, or tripping about, I can't do nothing about it anyway. You know what I'm saying? I can't fix it. I can't change it. I can't alter it. I can't make it happen. Sometimes it's the lack of patience thing. Like some things that outside of my control. Only thing I can control is me, right? Sometimes it's people that I'm like, why don't you just do right? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So I think the way I'm gonna reclaim my joy is by just choosing it and not allowing, me to be my joy killer. Because you have, no one can really, the joy that I have, kingdom, like devil didn't take it, can't take it away, didn't give it, can't take it away. Like I have to choose my joy. You know what I mean? And oftentimes I feel like I was allowing sadness and all that kind of stuff I was choosing that because, and we be honest, sometimes like it feels good to be like, let me just throw in this sad music and just wallow in my issues. You know what I'm saying? And be woe with me. Where it's like, no, like God has been great to you. Like not spiritual bypassing by saying like, oh, not expressing and sitting in the feelings of like, disappointment, but within that saying, yeah, man, I'm disappointed in that, and then being like, well, let me deal with it, let me sit in it for a second. But sitting in it for a second is different than I'll sit in it for like 2 days. You know what I'm saying? Like that's different. That's not me choosing joy. That's me choosing to wallow in sorrow, right? So I'm reclaiming my joy by just making the right decision, choosing to be happy, choosing to let and then the joy of the Lord is my strength. So when I'm not resting in the joy of the Lord, then like I feel weak because it's like I'm resting in like sorrow. You know what I mean? And then it affects everything else. It affects relationships. It affects my work production. Affects my parenting. All those things. So I'm going to be intentional with just choosing joy when it seems like my mind is being overtaken by these thoughts. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna choose joy today. So that's kind of something I've also been saying, like, I'm gonna choose joy. I'm gonna choose. I even bought a sweater that was like, choose joy, choose joy, choose joy. So that's something.
Though the storms keep on
my song.
raging in. That's a good one.
My life, yes.
And sometimes it's hard to tell the night from day.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah, there's
Hope
hope that
that
lies with. Oh, it's
Yes.
reassured.
Reassured.
Right? Why they ain't write songs like that no more?
They don't. As I keep my eyes upon the distant shore, I know
I
he'll
know
keep
he'll
me
lead me
safely
safely
too.
to that blessed place.
He has prepared.
Because if the storms
Don't
don't
cease.
cease,
And just in case,
and the wind
keep on blowing.
in my life,
What's gonna happen?
my soul has been anchored in the Lord. Can we go to the bridge?
Yeah.
I realize that
Yeah.
sometimes in this life
We're gonna be
tossed
by the waves and the currents. I know these lyrics.
that seem so fierce.
Uh-huh.
But in the word of God, I've got an anchor, and it keeps me steadfast, unmovable, beside the tide. But if the storm
don't cease,
and just in case
the winds keep on blowing in my my soul is anchored, man. Like that, that, and that's the thing is like holding on to that faith, like bro, like that, and that's choosing joy. It's like because it's gonna happen, like it's gonna happen, like we said, the peaks, the valleys, it's gonna happen. Now it's just like choosing how you gonna respond to the peaks and the valleys. So,
oh man,
I thank God for that. Ooh, that song gets me through. That's like one of my favorite gospel songs.
It's a really good, and it's just this baritone man just singing.
Yeah,
no background vocals. He's
just
going
singing.
for it.
My soul has been anchored. That one, another one like that takes me in. That's that kind of like my song I listen to is
the breakers may dash. I
I'm
would not fear
because he hold me fast. So another day, the clouds in the sky.
I know it's all right
because Jesus is mine
and my soul.
That man was singing. Soul. Yeah, that goes.
That man was singing for his life.
Yeah, rent was due.
Yeah. What's the other song?
It is because the Lord is my shepherd, I have everything I need.
Let me tell you about Milton
Let me
Ross
rest
and Thomas.
In the rattles grass.
It ain't too many songs that they put out that I don't like.
He restored my failing health. Oof. Help me to do what honors him. Help me to do what honors him the most. That's why I'm safe in his arms, bro. Because the Lord is my shepherd. Like what? I have everything I need. Lets me rest in the meadow grass. Leads me beside the quiet streams. He restores my failing health. And then I goes to the part where it goes, he says, he will hide me. Like what? He shall hide me. Like what? Like that's how the greatness of God, bro. Like he does all these things. And when the enemy comes in, he will like hide us from the things. Sometimes I feel like there's moments where we can't even, where we're going through and we talk about, oh, he won't put more than you can bear. But there's sometimes like, nigga, you're tired. You are beat up. You are broken. You are down. And then like, sometimes you need to be hidden so you can just rest. You know what I mean? You're not quitting. And sometimes we be like, oh, well, it's not, sometimes it's not quitting. It's just stopping. It's taking a break. It's resting. Doesn't mean you quit.
Sometimes you gotta pause on the journey.
You gotta pause on
the journey.
Gotta pause on the journey. Like we use Elijah, and I don't know how we got here, but use Elijah, for example, had a situation, Jezebel threatened his life. He went to the cave. Man wanted to quit, wanted to give up. And God was like, why are you here? And I'd be thinking, somebody in the cave, but also think like, he was like, why are you here spiritually? Why are you here emotionally? And then he's like, why have you blah, blah, blah. And God's like, bro, eat this food, do this. You got work to do. And I'm gonna send Elisha to you. You good, bro. Like, but he needed that moment. Like even Jesus, like, go to the mountaintop real quick.
I need to pray.
Even
when he sent the disciples off by, they said, I'm gonna meet y'all over there. I need some time.
I need some time. I need a break. I need to rest. And that might be with reclaiming Black joy. Sometimes is resting. And what I found out too is in those moments when I'm doing so much and I'm like not rested, then it's easier for that joy to dissipate. You know what I mean? So I think that's another thing too, like reclaiming Black joy, maybe reclaiming I think that's what we're talking about later, like resting. But that's one of those things.
I ain't got nothing else for you. That's it. Guess you're wondering how I keep going. Listen, let me tell you. That's another Milton one. How
Milton Brunson
strong.
undefeated. I think he don't get
Got
enough
somebody.
credit.
Oh, he definitely does not in the choir world.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
does not get nearly enough credit. Oh my God.
When I go and listen to like the greatest hits, I'm like, oh,
And
this
it's
is
hit after
Milton
hit after
Brunson.
hit after hit after hit after hit after hit.
I mean, hit.
That
Underrated.
That Chicago man was writing them songs. You hear me?
Underrated, bro. And they get and the thing we talk about this before, the lyrical content. It ain't getting back to Eden, get on top of the world. It's. I mean, Eden mindset.
The way Eden mindset is a kingdom mindset.
Like what, sir?
What are you talking about?
Goshen, what he say? Like what's the other thing?
That Goshen song, everything after the finale was questionable.
Let's get back to Eden. Live on top of the world.
It's a bop though.
It goes. It just
Everybody said live. Now this is the time for you to give up now.
it goes. I ain't gonna hold
God's
you.
gonna work it out. You get ready to
Just
smile.
smile.
The blessing is all you to live. Confess it with your mouth. I've got to live. Now the ad-libs can go in something else, because that's some good ad-libs.
Oh yeah.
But that get back to Eden.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not good at all.
Yeah, I don't.
It's not good at all.
Now, Your Righteous Mind is a good one. And I would venture to say that is one of Dorinda Clark Cole's best features. She's in great voice. Great voice.
Did you like her Glorilla freestyle?
What's next on the questions, Bryan? Because you're not going to make me say anything disparaging about Dorinda Grace Clark Cole. It was so cringy.
It was bad.
Who told her to do that? Dorinda.
The elect lady of the Church of God in Christ.
It ain't even the fact that she's the elect lady. It was so bad. It was so
bad.
poorly done.
Like
It was an echo in the background. The way she was spelling DORR. It was elderly. It was just. And I love Dorinda.
Yeah.
I love her down. But that just wasn't.
That wasn't it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you miss.
Sometimes you miss. Sometimes you miss. And that was Shaq at the free throw line.
And clunk.
Miss.
Brick. Personal boundaries. What boundaries will you set to protect your energy and mental health this year?
Literally not doing things that don't serve me.
Mm-hmm.
And when I reaching capacity, like even on my job, bro, like somebody literally last Friday said, "Hey, I know this is last minute, but I really think this, if you can join this meeting, blah, blah, blah." And I said, I won't be joining it. But this is an hour before. And there's some random training that you like, and it probably would have been good. I'm not going to sit here and do this. I'm not going to sit in this for no 2 hours on a Friday.
Yeah.
Have you lost your mind?
Yeah.
And you're just telling me today on a Friday, like, no.
Yeah.
I am protecting my calendar by like, because I have a little bit of autonomy on my job.
Yeah.
Quite a bit, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you want me to travel somewhere, if it's not already booked months in advance and thinking through it, and it's going to conflict with other travel that I have, that's what I said too, my boundaries. One of the things I'm doing is really protecting how I spend time and be around my family. And I love work travel, but work travel is cool until it ain't. Because when you living out of that suitcase and stuff, it's like, it becomes a lot. So like, I told you I was going somewhere in February. I got like 2 back-to-back trips in March. Don't try to add nothing in there. I'm going to say no. Even if you're like, Josh, I really think no.
Yeah.
No. If I can't go in one day and come right back, no. Right? So those are the kind of things, like really understanding my capacity. And I think that's what happened to 2024. I would start saying yes to a lot of things for work and career advancement. And this will set me up. And it was like, some of those things opened some doors, and some of those things I just did.
Yeah.
Right? And the stuff that I feel like I could just do, I'm not doing. Not to just, I need to know here it is. Here's the best way to sum it up. I'm going to measure the opportunity cost of everything.
Opportunity cost is a thing. Explain to people that don't know what opportunity cost is.
Opportunity cost is basically saying, how much will it cost me, either monetarily, time, whatever, to be able to take on this opportunity or to do this specific thing? What are the costs? What is the cost benefit, right? That's what it really is about, cost benefit analysis.
Yeah.
How much benefit or how much would I like have to spend, or how much would it cost to receive this level of benefit? So when
Mhm.
you're looking at opportunity costs, it's like, how can I spend the least amount
Yeah.
of time, money, energy, capacity, sacrifices to able to benefit in this regard? So if I got a month where I'm traveling every single week, at what like cost is that having on my family, my relationships, and my church and all these other kind of things? It's not worth it.
Yeah.
Right. So I would rather sacrifice and spend less time doing these things to have greater benefit in my personal life, because this job is temporal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a father and hopefully a husband for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what it really doing the cost benefit analysis of almost everything that comes my way. And if it doesn't make sense, if that opportunity cost ain't there.
Yeah.
And then also no longer doing stuff I don't want to do, even if it's for my friends. Like, I don't think I want to do that.
Yeah.
I don't want. Like, I just don't want, and I don't think it's going to make us any less friends. I just don't want to do it.
Yeah,
and
it's
that's
okay,
the
and it's okay.
boundary. Like that's okay. Like that's the boundary. Or yeah. So anyway, that's me. How about for you?
Same. Things have been like not doing what I don't want to do, and that goes back to what my issue with last year, being authentic. Being authentic is also like being real and being honest, saying like, I don't want to do that. And I'm gonna do this year. When somebody asks me to do something and I don't want to do it, I'm not gonna say I'm thinking about it, or I'll think about it. Let me get back to you. I'm not gonna do that this year.
I'll be like, no.
I don't like nah. Like, don't invite me out last minute. Don't invite me somewhere to leave my house at 9 o'clock on the same day. Like, this is
not on the same day. If we've already planned to
Yeah,
leave at
I'm
8 or
fine with
9,
that.
then cool. But here's the only there are a few people, and I probably count them on less than 5 fingers, who could pull me out like that.
Mm-hmm.
Literally.
Yeah.
You being one of them.
Yeah.
Who could be like, Josh, you know what? I just need to, and I'm be like, where you want to go? If this is what I'm gonna tell you. If I do, if I gotta put on some real clothes, I ain't coming. So where you want to go? So just make sure this location. You know what I'm saying? But like, but that's it's almost like the FaceTime phenomenon.
Yeah.
If we're not super close, don't randomly FaceTime me. Are you crazy?
Yeah.
I don't know you like that.
Listen.
Don't press that button. You'll get declined every time.
Yeah.
That's a certain level of relationship. I know you got the option because we iPhone users, but don't ever use it. Don't ever use it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think probably you and Chris. Chris in town, he's like, hey, I want to go out. I'll do it. But other than like, I'm not same day. Like,
but most of my friends live the similar lives in terms of like scheduling as me.
Yeah.
It's gonna be super rare that, you know, and the only way I would do somebody like that is like, for example, my friend Johnny, single. No kids. If I happen to be in the Brookhaven, Lenox area at 8, 9 o'clock on the weekend, which I don't know why I would be out there at 8, 9 o'clock randomly on the weekend, but if I am, I'd be like, hey, bro, what's up? I'm hungry. I went to the mall. Let's get dinner. Like, you know what I'm saying? But that is a very new, but he's also one of those people I could do it for. He would respond. Our friend John Campbell, I think, lives in the Buckheadish area. I wouldn't do him like that. That's my friend, but we don't have that level of friendship for me to be like, get out your house at 9 p.m., 10 o'clock, and let's go somewhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's also understanding relationship and those kind of things too. But then also, but people don't do me like that because they already know. First of all, I live not close to anything.
Yeah. And that's the thing about Atlanta. Everybody lives far.
Yeah, nobody lives like in the city.
Yeah. Yeah, that has a home. If you have a home, like, you don't live in the city.
Actually, I would love to live. Old Fourth Ward is one of my dreams.
I like that Grant Park. I like that
Grant Park, Old Fourth Ward. Those are my two.
Oh yeah,
and I would do West Midtown too.
Yeah, honestly, if I could, I would have like a high rise. Like I would rather that lifestyle.
I feel like I still want a home.
Yeah,
but I want one of those modern historic ones. I told Asher, super off subject, when we buy another home, I don't want a new build. I think I like the security of a new build, but I want a home with some character.
Yeah.
That we can fully renovate and stuff.
Yeah, our house has character. But the only thing with the downside of that, like, things like start breaking you out.
Oh yeah, I mean, I get, and I'm expecting that. But here's the thing about new builds: sometimes they're so shoddy built.
Yeah,
like we got a group for our house, man. People roofs are already flooding because of the rain. You know, they was rushing.
Yeah,
they, you know what I'm saying?
Just
like
up real quick.
Like I just said, the motor in my microwave just stopped working, bro.
Right. Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah, because you think about that, because the house is being built quickly, that means the not the equipment, but like the appliances, they're putting those things out pretty quick because the demand is for it.
So, and like thankfully structurally our home no issues.
Yeah.
But like some appliance stuff, we've already had to
Mhm.
replacing doing things like this. So anyway, totally off subject. But yeah, identifying the opportunity cost benefit analysis, all that kind of stuff when it comes to my time, my space, and my peace.
Yeah. All right. So I had a few. I'm gonna. I think we're pretty heavy in this episode at this point. I'm gonna start wrapping this up. So I'm gonna skip. Let's see here. Black rest. Well, black excellence versus black rest. I think you kind of said the opportunity cost in terms of like rest versus like excellence and success. Like sometimes like we can just probably agree. Would you agree that prioritizing rest and not just hustle till you die or work until you die culture? We're not doing that. Um. What is? I'm gonna finish it with this. I'm just gonna close it out. If you had to choose one word to guide your personal journey in the culture for 2025, what would it be?
If I could have, you said a quote.
Quote, one word, whatever, something that's gonna guide you for this year.
It was one. No, I'm not going to rehash that. I think it goes back to what I said: strengthening what remains.
Yeah.
I think that's just literally the thing that's guiding me. Like strengthening what remains. I think we could really go there. Yeah.
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 I think I'm gonna say like you can do this. Like you can do like there's or even like what's stopping you, right? What's stopping you? And answering that question could be discipline. What's stopping you from achieving your goals? What's stopping you from going to the next level? What's stopping you from doing that? So I'll say a question would be what's stopping you. I think I said earlier if I used one word, it would be discipline. So, all right. Anything else for 2025 or
no?
Okay.
No.
I feel like
I would say the flip side of what I said happened to be in 2024. I'm encouraging the Saints. You happen in 2025. Don't let it happen to you.
Yeah. Like you F 2025. Don't let it F you.
My God. I don't know what we're gonna do with this man.
So I think we kind of did pockets of joy. Do you have a pocket of joy that you want to kind of discuss or?
No, I think we did it. We
did that. Okay.
Yep.
Well, so I guess at that point, let me check if we have a PO box letter. We do. All right, we have a PO box letter. Wonderful.
All right, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Oh yes, wait a minute, Mr. Postman. Wait, hey, Mr. Postman.
What's going on, everybody? We are here back at the post office box, and this is one of my favorite segments because y'all can let us into your business a little bit. Well, before we get into the letter, I want to let you know you too can be a part of the show by writing into Ask the Jigsaw. That's askthejigsaw@gmail.com.
Yep.
We will do a few things. We'll read your letter out loud if we like it. If we like it, we will then give you a pseudonym because we respect your pronouns and your privacy. And then we're going to give you the best non-professional therapeutic advice that you can receive on Cicely Tyson's internet. So, with that being said, understood and accepted, Brian, who do we have and what do they want?
My pronouns are she, her.
Okay. Yolanda Adams.
Oh, open my heart.
Because I was think that she been ministering to me this morning.
Oh yes. I got the victory. I got the sweet, sweet victory in Jesus. And he died and he rose on the third day. Yolanda Adams writes, I absolutely love y'all, and you managed to mix humor, culture, and wisdom into every episode. Thank you. I never miss a week. So I'm hoping you can help me out. I'm feeling stuck in a tricky situation with my best friend. We've been tight since our freshman year of college. She's practically my sister. Over the years, she's always leaned on me as her confidant. When she's going through something, I'm her first call. She shared things with me that I know she hasn't told a soul. Issues with her family, messy relationship drama, bad decisions she regrets. You name it. I've probably heard it. And honestly, I want to be there for her. But lately, it feels like I'm carrying the weight of the world on the top of my own. I'm dealing with my own life stress, work, trying to balance relationships, and keeping my peace. But her issues seem to take up so much of my emotional energy. It's gotten to the point where I feel drained, even when I'm not talking to her, because I'm still thinking about her problems or worried about how to help. I don't want to let her down, though. She's been there for me in the past, and I know she trusts me, but I also want to keep living like this. I don't want to keep living like this. I feel guilty, even thinking about setting boundaries because I know she doesn't have a big support system outside of me. If I back off even a little, I'm scared she'll think I'm being selfish or that I don't care. How to approach this without damaging our friendship? I don't want to make her feel abandoned, but I also need to take care of myself. Any advice y'all can share would mean so much. Thanks for listening, Yolanda Adams.
Oh, this is gonna be quick, yo. You ready? I need you. I need you to breathe in and breathe out.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm just gonna hit you with it. You can't give what you don't have.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And if that's your real friend,
Mm-hmm.
you can literally say, "I love you," but I am facing Hey, insecure. I'm so
Yeah.
glad I'm watching this because this is giving me so many answers.
Yeah.
The breakdown in Molly and Issa's friendship was because they were not honest with
Mhm.
what they were both going through and how they were trying so hard to mask
Yeah.
what they were going through and not being honest about it. Like we saw it in season 5 when they were asking each other, "What do you need?" And they were able to help them in the capacity that they had at the time, right? But when Issa was building out the block and stuff like that, Molly thought she was on some new stuff and moving funny. But that girl was building a business from the ground up, pursuing her dream, right? At the same time, Molly was in this place of self-discovery and,
Mm-hmm.
Finally not allowing her pursuit of a man to overtake her life. And they were mismanaging
Yeah.
each other's needs, but they weren't communicating and honest about it. And it led them to that place of finally just breaking down.
Yeah.
And so before you get there, her burden ain't your burden.
Right.
Let me just be honest about that.
Yeah.
I think sometimes we carry our friends and loved ones' burdens unnecessarily. It doesn't mean that I don't feel. Because when my friends are hurt, I'm hurt.
Yeah.
When my friends are going through, I sympathize, I empathize. But I can't pick it up heavier than they picking it up. One, because I'll never feel it because it's not happening to me in the same way.
Mhm.
Right? That's number one. But number two, especially if I'm facing life's challenges and troubles, I can't carry my burdens and pick up 90% of yours.
Yeah.
I have to find space to be there for me. And when I get a little bit extra strength, then I can show up a little bit better. But there's no need to give all your space showing up for them and then not be able to show up for yourself.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. So you have to have the conversation. Hey, I love you. And do what Issa and Molly did in the beginning. Create spaces where y'all can show up for each other. Do a self-care Sunday where it's not y'all talk about y'all problems. Y'all literally are in a space where you can just heal.
Yeah.
Right? Whether that's the spa, whether that's a hike, whether that's massages, whether that's a pedicure, manicure, or sometimes, I know y'all ain't romantic, but sometimes me and Ashley, we go on a date, we'd be like, we are not talking about our kids.
Yeah.
And as soon as Josh or Jada name come up, we'd be like,
Mhm.
right? Because we want to make sure this space remains one. Like,
That's good.
we'll be 40 in 4 years.
Mm.
And our oldest son will be 18. We're getting to the space where we're creeping up on empty nesters.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm trying to be more intentional in my marriage to be like, what does life look like when we're not parents?
Mm.
When that's not a conversation for us, for real.
Yeah.
Right? My mom and dad ain't sitting home talking about me all day. I know that, right? So what are they talking about? What are they doing? And so you have to do the same thing in a non-romantic way. What are you talking about? What are you curating that is not centered on your issues and problems? So that for the time that y'all are together, it's not a space of, oh, I'm your therapist, but I'm just your friend. I am your escape.
Yeah.
And not your escape in terms of you releasing on me, but I'm your escape because our time together is when we get away from our problems.
Mhm.
So just start to shift how you show up a little bit so that you can save some of that for you.
Yeah. I got to choose me first, Lucius. Like, you got to do what you got to do. And
word.
no trauma dumping in 2025. Like,
Yeah.
like you can't just allow people just to dump their stuff because then they feel good. Like, whew.
And does she know that you're going through? It's so
Yeah, it's and honestly, and there's moments that might be a question. Be like, have you talked over this with your therapist? You know, like that might be a question to ask. Have you talked over this? What did your therapist say? And that might be the avenue for them to seek help. You know what I'm saying? Or and then at that moment, but I talked to my therapist. And this is what I'm going through. Like, I think there's ways to do it, like without making them feel abandoned. But like, you gotta protect your own peace. And to your point, like there's moments where sometimes you're struggling for yourself, and you can't, put somebody else's mask on, and your mask ain't even put on. So yeah, no trauma dump in 2025.
Listen, they tell you that on the airplane.
Listen,
secure your mask for assisting others. Like, you got to breathe first. Because if I'm dying of oxygen, baby, I can't help you.
Right. I can't do nothing.
Yeah.
So that's a great answer. We thank you, Lana, for
open your heart. Go get alone in the room. Just you and him.
You and him. You and Jesus.
All right. What's next? We got our greater conversation.
Let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Bruh, let me talk. Let me talk.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here at a greater conversation. This is the place and space where Josh and I get some things off of our chest. I say it every week. Tomorrow is not promised. Cuss the people out today. Josh, is there something you want to get off of your chest?
Yes, Republicans. Let me just get into it.
Get to it.
I'm not even from California, but the way y'all doing that black woman
Yeah.
and that is it a woman fire chief? I know they're the first LGBTQ plus person, but
Yep.
this is not a result of a DEI hire. First of all, DEI, the fact that you keep saying DEI hires is stupid.
Yeah.
There is no such thing as a DEI hire. Let me zoom in. There are no such thing as DEI hires.
Yeah.
DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, as much as y'all try to attack it, is about pathways and additional access.
Yeah.
It does not guarantee that we're black folk, women, gay folk, disabled folk. It does not mean that we're guaranteed the job, we're guaranteed the home, we're guaranteed the scholarship, we're guaranteed admissions. What it means is that in school settings, your admissions director will go to the hood school as well as the private school. What it means is that when you do recruit for your job, when you go to the job fair, you're going to Harvard as well as Morehouse, as well as Russ College down in Mississippi, right? You're going to the community college. You're providing access. I've said it before and I'll say it again. It is like a home with no paved roads. It is hard to drive on an unpaved road. It makes it harder because there's no access to the highway. If there's no access, so what DEI does is create a street, a paved road. So it doesn't mean that you don't need a car. Doesn't mean that you don't have that you don't need a license to drive a car. Doesn't mean that you don't have the car insurance to be able to lawfully ride. Doesn't mean that your tags are expired. You still got to follow all the laws. Still got to do all the things. All it means now is that I have a paved road. Just like you have a paved road, and we both can make it to the highway to get to our destination. That's what DEI is. So when this black woman became mayor, first of all, any elected position, unless there's like extreme corruption, was voted in. This is the issue that I had with y'all with Kamala Harris. And y'all was talking about what she didn't earn. She was voted. The majority of California in the state voted for this woman to be the elected senator, one of the elected senators for that state. This mayor of Los Angeles, as big as Los Angeles is, voted for this black woman. And you're saying that the fires are what they are because she's incapable of handling. When the last time that woman was God? How is she able to control the winds and the waves of the air? Is she able to stop the arsonists from being stupid and going and making the fires worse? Right? What she's doing is enacting policies in terms of evacuation, everything that's possible for them to be able to do. There is no Republican that would likely have done anything different that would have made this situation better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's only so much you could do in these situations. Let's go back to 9/11, right? When 9/11 happened, there was no president in the world that was going to stop the attack that happened on the Twin Towers, unfortunately. Now, we could talk about how the war was handled and things like that, but the attack itself, there was no president that would have been able to stop 9/11 at the immediate, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to go into immediate mode of evacuating and getting people safe and dispatching help and things like that. Like, there's in these kind of emergency situations, there's very little plan. We talked about George Bush earlier and Katrina. Wasn't that stopping Katrina from coming through? But what could have changed was how George Bush handled the aftermath. But in the immediacy of it all, there's no president that would have been able to do anything differently. The aftermath, the continuation would have been different. And what we're seeing from Karen Bass is her name right now?
I think so.
What we're seeing from Karen is now we're seeing how she's handling it. And I haven't seen anything that has been done wrong, that has been done out of order. I think she is working within the guidelines of what is possible. She's working with Gavin Newsom. I've seen him, and that, you know, so things are happening. This is not a result of a black woman not doing her job well. If she was out in Bali somewhere on the beach, then we can have a conversation. But that ain't because she was black. That's because she would have been a bad mayor. Right? That ain't got nothing to do with her blackness. That would have been her. That would have been poor choice of her as a politician. Has nothing to do with her blackness. Has nothing to do with her womanhood. We have to stop talking about people who are getting positions that they don't deserve. You know who got a position they don't deserve is Donald Trump. You know who got a position they don't deserve? Every single person in his cabinet. None of them are qualified. Linda
McMahon. Yeah. Department of Education.
I'll just stop right. I don't even have to go through the rest of the cabinet.
Yeah.
I'll stop right there. Right? We gotta stop.
Yeah.
DEI is even in our Constitution, y'all. You want to know why? Every state, no matter how big or how small, has 2 senators.
Mm-hmm.
Wyoming and North Dakota, Bryan, got the
Mhm.
same level of representation as California and New York.
Right.
Why? Because we feel like everybody should have them 2 people.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think y'all understand what equity really is.
Right.
That's an inclusionary measure to make sure South Dakota can show up to the table in the same way.
Yeah. My voice.
Y'all
is
got
equals
500
yours.
people in the whole state.
Right.
But you got 2 senators.
You got the same level of
the
influence.
same level of influence representation.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When has New York or California ever called an election? Never. It be these states that got like 10 electoral votes and 15 electoral. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it is set up, and it was originally, well, the electoral college is terrible, but some of these things, what the intent was to make sure that there was a certain level of representation across the board. Do we need to rethink some of these things in terms of electoral college, stuff like that? Sure, but if we go back to the example of the Senate representation, it is equal,
Yeah.
it is inclusive, and it is diverse. Right? Because you have the option of having 1 Democrat and 1 Republican senator. Or like nobody's telling you both your senators got to be of the same party. Like there have been times where there's been an independent and a Republican, or independent and Democrat, or Democrat and a Republican, or 2. Like it's all over the place, right?
Mm-hmm.
We look for a level of diversity. We look for different thoughts and perspectives to come to the table.
Yeah.
And that's what's supposed to make our country beautiful. But we are weaponizing, right, what that means to be something bad, and it's not. And I really wish you idiots on the right, and I'm trying not to go there because I am consecrated, but y'all make me so upset.
Yeah.
I really wish that y'all would stop weaponizing blackness and weaponizing womanhood to be something that equates to a lack of credentials, because that is not the case. I'll say this right now, and I don't care how it sounds. One of the most dangerous persons in the world is a mediocre white man who thinks he's great. Because there's very little you can do to convince him that because of his nepotism and his entitlement, that they don't deserve the space that they've been. I've met so many people who are there because their parents wrote a check, because they legacy, because they went to a certain school. They were not better than some of us. They were not more qualified than some of us. They had the silver spoon.
Yeah.
They had the opportunity. And I'm not hating on you for getting it, but let's not go down this road of qualifications.
Right.
You are cisgendered white and heterosexual and a male. For many things in America, that's enough for you. That's enough for you. I gotta go 19 times harder for me to, you know what I'm saying, be looked at in the same light. And that's the kind of stuff that's being manifested here. Donald Trump is a convicted felon, a convicted rapist, a failed businessman, and a poor politician. And yet he was voted by 72 million people to do the job.
Yeah.
One of the most grossly unqualified persons I've ever seen for any job. Any job. If they did a background check on me and I had Donald Trump's history, I wouldn't get a job anywhere.
No, not at all.
Are you trying to tell me that this black woman, though, because she's a DEI hire, whatever the heck that means, she's the reason why California is burning down? Get out of here. You're racist, you're misogynist, and you're terrible people. And I pray God's mercy on you. That's all I got is God's mercy for your soul, because I ain't got nothing else for you.
Yeah. And I was going to piggyback on that, like the politicizing of people's...
Politicizing trauma and tragedy.
Yeah, like it's crazy. It's crazy to me. It's like the audacity of it. I just dislike our country as far as the politics of it all. It's just so divisive, but it's just like you're just trying to find the opportunity to find like left or right or whatever. But, you know, it's like more so on like the right, because on the left is like you're politicizing school shootings, but that makes sense because it's like babies is getting killed. You know, it's like as far as like kids, like walking, breathing people are getting killed, right? But to this moment, it's like I'm gonna use this terrible moment where people are losing everything to attack Gavin, to attack the black lady, to attack this person. Oh, she cut funding, she did this and that. Like, but that's what y'all would do. Y'all would cut funding. You know what I mean? Like, you can't have both. You can't say you want fiscal, and balanced budgets, and then when the budget gets balanced, and then something tragedy happens, and in the and literally the perfect storm happens, and then you're like, yeah, ill qualified. Like, come on, like, but politicizing, and you like just the level of insensitivity in this country is crazy to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just insensitive to just because everything at this point is like, all right, let's use this as a moment to build my campaign. Let's use this as a moment to like.
I'm gonna take it a step further. Even with the TikTok ban, I just wrote an article about how like banning TikTok is going to be a blow for Black business owners and creators.
Yeah.
And somebody commented on one of the posts on one of the platforms. It was like, the real blow is that we're so dependent upon these platforms. We should be looking at, the Black-owned platform, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I commented back and was like, two things can be true. Yes, it is necessary. There's merit in us building our own platforms, having our own space in our own communities. But it's also true that the people who have built their careers and platforms on TikTok or MySpace, or MySpace, Lord, what am I talking about? TikTok and Instagram or whatever the platforms, or even MySpace back in the day. Vine. Let's use Vine for an example.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't recover from when Vine left. Only a few survived that, right? So yes, there is merit in saying we should have our own, but I want to go to your point about insensitivity. The insensitivity around that is that, we can have our own space. We should be supporting Spiel and fan base and our Black-owned things like that. But it doesn't change the fact that a person like Keith Lee,
exactly, I was about to bring him up,
built his platform, Kobe Lane,
TikTok.
You know what I'm saying?
Their families off of TikTok.
Now, are those kind of creators going to be fine? Yes, but what about the ones who were right at the cusp?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Who put a lot of energy into those things. And here's the gag. Yes, we need to put our energy into Spiel and to fan base and all this other kind of stuff. But if, from a creator standpoint, if the brands ain't looking on Spiel, it don't mean I'm not going to support it, but it does mean I need to figure out how I can still support Spiel, still support fan base, but still get the attention of the thing that's going to make me earn money on this application as well. Right. So it doesn't change. Two things can be true. Yes, we need to build our own platforms. Yes, we need to do our own things. But it's just like with HBCUs. Yeah. When they wouldn't let us in, we had to create HBCUs. But it didn't stop people like Dubois and other folks from wanting to go to Ivy League schools. Yeah. Some of your greatest professors and mentors, things like that, still go to these PWIs and celebrate the fact that we went to Harvard. But it doesn't change the need for a Morehouse, a Spelman, a Howard, a FAMU, an NCAT. Two things can be true. Mm-hmm. So the insensitivity around the things, like I think we're so insensitive. We use moments like this. That's why I like what Beyonce did wasn't nothing to be celebrated, because like fish don't get cookies for swimming. I tell my children that all the time. But it is something to recognize. They're like, you know what? This announcement ain't bigger than what's going on. Right. So because she knows she was gonna kill the internet. She knows she's gonna take all the attention. So let's pause. Mm-hmm. Let's redirect our energy. Yeah. And because this album or this tour, that tour gonna be the tour. Yeah, that album gonna be the album, right? It's already done. It's already set. It's gonna do what it's gonna do. I could drop that thing January next year. It's gonna do what it's gonna do. Yeah. Shout out Cowboy Carter. I'm gonna let it do what it do. But yeah, like the insensitivity that people exhibit sometimes. And I feel like, we can have these bigger conversations, but let's also save space for people who are hurting, for people who are, there are people on TikTok who really be like, I don't know what I'm about to do. This was part of my income. This little creator's fund. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta save space for that, man. Like, and this not the time for you to be like, well, that's why we should put our money in the Black app anyway. This ain't the time for that. Yeah. This like the LLC Twitter during the pandemic. That's why I told y'all to get an entrepreneur. Bro, I'm not. Half of these folk who started business during the pandemic did not. Where are the Forex traders at today? Right. Where all them PP loans go? Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, and not to say that nobody has success, but this ain't the time for you to be like, I told you. So this is time to save space for people who are hurting, who are losing, who are facing tragedy. And then once we have that space, then we think about how we rebuild, how we do better, how we move forward. But right now, you got to give these folks space to mourn what is being lost. Yeah. Their whole lives are being lost. So, yeah. Humans get on my nerve. I know why God repented in the Old Testament. It was like for making man. I'll let y'all niggas live. And then he was like, y'all live too long. Let me shorten this. Listen. God repented. It won't be water but fire next time. He said, I was tripping. No, pull the ark up to my house. I'm getting in. I don't even like animals, but I'll ride the ark because, what? Y'all are you tripping. Humans are weird. You so weird. Tripping. Like, I'm sorry, God. And I'm commanded to love y'all as I love myself. Yeah. I get it. God.
I get it.
That's all I got, bro. You got anything else, Bryan? 'Cause they just set me off.
No, we're pretty much on the
Go
same
back into
page.
my prayer room.
Yeah, we're on the same
War
page.
room.
It's just like things are just it's just weird right now. People are weird, like, and I don't like it. And just like at this point, you just pray, like, Lord, like,
Lord, send a revival. Look at you, Bryan. Ooh, and let it begin in me.
Bump, bump.
Lord, we need a revival to rock this world today. Satan is loose and on a rampage. That is why we pray. Yeah, Lord. They're good.
They're really good. Sick. Erica Campbell was in that choir, right?
I know my Atkins girl was in that choir. You know what TikTok been showing me? It's been giving me clips of the Mary had a reality show. It was so good at messing. They were the Braxtons before the Braxtons. That was good. Oh, Eric and Tina gave us a great show. Anyway, Bryan, you got anything else with the great conversation?
Nah, man, we good.
With that being said, understood and accepted, this concludes another episode of the Jigsaw Podcast. As always, thank you so much for being with us, for leaning in with us, and hopefully that you learned something. We help you set some intentions for 2025 as we go into the rest of what the podcast season has for us, and I'm excited about that, Bryan.
Me too. As I always say every week, man, we would be great without you, puzzle pieces, but we're better with you. So continue to support, subscribe to the podcast, to get the YouTube followers up if you can. Follow us on social media. We're on all the platforms. We're on TikTok until TikTok is no longer TikTok. I am Josh Rogers. I am Bryan Hare. I'm Bryan Rogers. I'm Josh Rogers. I'm Bryan Hare, the Jigsaw Podcast. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, email us at jigsaw@gmail. Hit us in the DM. Continue to share, like, all that kind of great stuff. All the stuff that Chris is doing out there. Shout out to Chris for your assistance. I think that's pretty much it. Before we head out, Josh, let the people know what they need to do.
All you can do is what you can while you can. Listen, all you can do is what you can. I know we said it in the episode, but listen, all you can do is what you can while you can at the very best way that you can. And that means if 70% is all you got, baby, give me the best 70% you got. But in all you're doing, just don't get caught with your work undone. Don't be out here slipping. We love y'all. We praying for y'all.
We are.
Talk to y'all next week.
Peace.